Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome back. So, last lesson we were looking at recurrence relations for compound interest in general. I want to add one little wrench in the thing, which is different time periods, okay? So we're talking yearly, well, we know how to do yearly, we've done yearly, that's what the previous lesson was on. So now I want to be able to go, well, weekly, or daily, or monthly, or quarterly, or half yearly. And how does that change? So, just as a quick reminder, if I have a starting investment of $4,000 and each year it increases by say 4%, well then I know that my R is just 1 plus 4%, which is 1 plus 0.04, which is just going to be 1.04 for my R value. Alrighty, so that's just a reminder, and that means that my would be, sorry, I've just got to make sure it's specific, right? It's per annum, specifically per annum. And that means my AN plus 1 would be equal to 1.04 AN, okay? So just so we remind ourselves, how does this actually work, okay? Now, what happens when I take that and I change it just a little bit, okay? Because often with compound interest, it's not compounded yearly. Yearly's not infrequently enough. It actually compounds more often. If you've got a savings account, most of the time you'll get your interest at the end of the month. So it really matters how often it does, because it's actually going to change the amount of money that you save. And it'll change the amount of money that you gain on interest. And for loans, it's the other way. The more frequent, the worse it is, because if you're borrowing the money, the interest you're going to have to pay back is getting more and more and more, okay? So this is really, really important part of all of this. So let's just have a look at it again. Now I'm not going to change it by much. A naught equals $14,000. I is equal to 6% per annum, per year. Remember, that's just per year. And I'm going to say that it's compounding. And let's try monthly. Okay? So now it's compounding monthly. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it does one thing to my interest rate, okay? Because my interest rate is a yearly interest rate, not a monthly interest rate. It's a yearly one. So if I think about I is currently equal to 6% per year. And I want to turn that I into a monthly. Watch what I do, how to do that. Okay, so what did I do? Yearly to monthly, divide by 12, 12 months in a year. And what does that mean? Well, it means that to get the next, oh sorry, now I need to find my R. Can't add a number to a percentage. Just checking I had the right number of zeros there. Okay, so there I've got my R value, and now I can finish the question. Okay, so that is an example of how to deal with it when we've got a different time period, okay? So really important skill. You'll notice that we get really, really small numbers. That's normal. That's to be expected, okay? So just be prepared for that. The one I want you to have a go at is going to look quite similar. You can go A naught equal to 14,000, I equal to 8% per annum, and this time I want you to do it compounding quarterly. Okay, so pause the video, have a go yourself, have a go in your books, we'll see how we go. Alrighty, so hopefully you've had a go in your books. Now we're just going to go through and do it together, see how we go. Alrighty, so I is currently equal to 8% per annum, but I don't want a per annum rate, I want a quarterly rate. How do I get from yearly to quarterly? Divide by 4. Now I can work out my R. And now I can write my final equation. Okay. And there's my final answer for that question. Alrighty, so the big important part about all of this is now n means something different, okay? Because if I times 14,000 by 1.02, I'm not going to get the value after a year anymore. I'm going to get the value after 1 quarter, because we're talking a quarterly rate. And that's a really important thing, is that now we've changed our equation. Last time it was all to do with years. Now we are dealing with an n that could mean months, or an n that means quarters. Now our n value changes its definition. So it's really important that if I was to do a table of values, that I really think about that and make sure it's clear. Show you what I mean. So I'm going to do the same thing what I did last time. Now I was calling it n, but I might just say this is the amount of money. And oh no, we'll put it the other way around. We'll say this is the months, and this is the amount of money. So at 0 months, that's just going to be 14,000. After 1 month, I'm going to have to do a calculation to work it out. What's the calculation? Well, let's read our equation. The next sequence, the next term in the sequence is equal to the previous term times 1.05. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go times 0.005. Got to make sure you put that in correctly. So into my calculator, 14,000 times 1.005 equals $14,070. So I've made $70 basically, right? Great. Okay, well let's do it again to find out how much I've got after 2 months. So 14,070, once again, times by 1.005. $14,140.35. Right? Now that makes sense, and you might be thinking, well, don't you just get $70 each time? Well, no, that's not the way that it works. Okay, so just be really mindful of this. That's just the way it's going to be. Alrighty, so I want you to do the same thing, except yours isn't going to be months, is it? It's going to be a little bit different. But just draw up your table and show me the next few values of your sequence. So, oh, might need to put a few more lines in. Me and my terrible straight lines. Quarter. And we'll have the amount of money. So see if you can fill out your table of values. Alrighty, so hopefully you've had a go. Well, for your one, you have a different R value than mine. Your R value is 1.02. So on my calculator, I've just got to make sure I pop that in. And for the next month, the next quarter, I'm going to have $14,280. So a quarter is about 3 months, so it is 3 months. So in 3 months' time, you're going to have $280 extra. And then again, in the quarter after, I'm going to have 14,565.6. So 60 cents. 14,565.60 cents. Okay? So, just make sure that you remember which one it's going to be. Alrighty, that's the end of the video for today. Hope you've had a good time, and I'll see you next time. See ya.